Hello, what's up guys? I'm Modder here with another Gundam review. Today we will talk about a kit which was quite unexpected to be released at the Gunpla Expo 2020 in Tokyo last week. This is the review of Real Grade 1144 Mobile Suit Gundam Last Shooting Zeong Evac Set, or in short RG Zeong Last Shooting version. This kit is supposed to be released in January next year together with the standard version of RG Zeong. But for some reasons, Bandai decided to release it 2 months earlier. I don't know, either they just wanted to attract more visitors to the Gunpla Expo, or they wanted to project future sales of the kit. With a price of 9,900 yen, this version of Zeong is one of the most expensive RG kits ever released by Bandai. In fact, it is the most expensive RG kit for a standard release. The kit comes with a really thick box, which contains 39 pieces of runner. That is quite a lot for a 1144 scale kit. And if you check the instruction manual, you will find that the standard version of Zeong will come with 24 runners, while the last shooting version adds 15 more runners to the kit. The assembly process were quite different with most of RG kits because Zeong doesn't have any legs. So you will start with the head first, then torso, waist, arms, and finally the hands, which use the new MS Advanced joint for more solid and flexible articulation. There were some unique steps you'll find when constructing the kit. For instance, you will need to use this red wire for some parts of the thrusters. But don't worry, this kit was really refreshing and fun to build, especially if you have built RG kits before. With the absence of legs, Bandai seemed put so much effort into the gimmicks and detail of this kit. There were actually much more parts used to construct the inner frame of Zeong compared to previously released RG kits. And this is how the completed RG Zeong looks like, with panel lines and all decal stickers applied on the kit. You can see how it looks absolutely stunning with such details. Compared to high grade or master grade version, this real grade version is definitely much better. No contest here. The panel lines looks great, the stickers were good, and just look at the detail under the waist section. It is beautiful. The two-tone color separation is back with 2 shades of gray and blue. Speaking of accessories, as I mentioned before, this kit comes with 39 runners, and that means a lot of accessories. For a standard version, the RG Zeong comes with an action base 5 with 3 base plates, 2 sets of stands, and wires for the arms. You also get a spare thruster from the leftover. This version of RG Zeong anyway comes with so many evac parts, and you may recognize some of them because they were released earlier. For example, some of the thruster parts use the sets of figurized jet evac, which was released at the same time with Real Grade New Gundam last year. Moreover, the bases came from a customized scene base of 30 minutes mission line. Other than that, there are special parts for beam evacs and broken limbs of RG RX 70-2 Gundam to recreate the last shooting scene from the anime. Now, let's check the articulation and gimmicks of this kit. The head of Zeong could move up and down, and there are 2 articulation points for it. The one on the neck and the other below the collar. The head could just rotate around 30 degrees, and the mono eye will move automatically based on the direction. The mono eye could also move upward like the one in the anime. But in order to do this, you have to remove the head cover, then move the eye and put the cover back. In this position, the mono eye will still move following the rotation of the head. The shoulder rotates 360 degrees, and so does the upper arm. The shoulder joint could be pulled out and moved forward around 45 degrees. The shoulder armor could be lifted like this, and the armor could slightly be lifted like this. The elbow uses double jointed elbow, but due to the size of the forearm, it could only bend this far. If you look closely, there's moving armor gimmick on the back side of the arm when you bend it. The hands are flexible and solid. You can bend the fingers like this without any worries of breaking them. And finally, you can detach the arm with ease. The torso is connected to the waist by pec joint, but it cannot rotate it because of its design. Instead, the Zeong could do crunches really well. There are 4 thrusters on the torso of Zeong, which will move whenever you bend the body forward or backward. When it crunches forward, the back thrusters will move up and open, and vice versa when you crunch backward. Another gimmick is you can open up both of Zeong's cockpit on the chest and at the back of the head. The waist section is the part of the kit which possesses the most articulation. There are 7 thrusters below the skirt, and you can move each of them. The skirt is connected to the waist via multiple segments, and you can open and move each of them. While it is legless, the Zeong still retains the leg connector to the waist, so you can actually attach legs from other kits to it. And finally, you also get landing gears to enable Zeong standing without an action base. That was cool. Unfortunately though, the RG Zeong doesn't come with a pilot figure like a typical RG kit. I don't have any idea why Bandai discarded the pilot, since it is one of the main features of RG line. Anyway, there were figures of Char Aznable came with previous RG kits, so I don't care much about it. Now let's take a look at the accessories come with the last shooting version of RG Zeong. First, you will have yellow jet effects, which could be attached easily on its thrusters. You can put the kit on the action base using an adapter under the waist or the back of it. Like the one in the anime, the Zeong's head could be detached from its body, and you can put thruster effects on each side of it. Attach the head on the stand and put the beam effect in front of the mouth. There are 2 beam effects for it, the short and the long one. Another effect part goes to the arm, and you can make rocket hands with it. Put this part to make the fingers straight and attach the beam effects on it. Put it on a stand, then connect the wire to the upper arm. Now you can make this cool pose. Last but not least, we have special parts to recreate the last shooting scene. In order to make this, you will need RG-RX-78-2. First, detach the head and neck part of the Gundam and put the special damage part of the neck, which came with the Zeong. Next, remove the left arms and replace it with another special damage part. We all know how flimsy the articulated hand which came with the first RG. So the last new version of RG Zeong also comes with a special trigger hand to hold the beam rifle. Now the Gundam could hold the beam rifle securely. Next, put another beam effect part on the beam rifle along with its extension. There are 2 options, the one with explosion effect and another one without it. If you choose the explosion effect, you need to put it between the head and right antenna of Zeong. Lastly, put a Gundam and Zeong on the base and you can get the iconic scene from the anime. And finally, time for verdict. Tell the truth, I'm not a big fan of Zeong. For me, it was a weird design, and to be honest, it's kinda ugly. Until I built this RG kit. It may still look spooky, but the RG treatment really makes it shines. The details, colors, gimmicks, and effect parts were just astonishing. It just looks much more badass than ever. The construction was also refreshing. So if you want to experience something new from the RG line, the RG Zeong is highly recommended. Anyway, the real question is, which version of RG Zeong should you get? The standard version or the last shooting version? The last shooting version comes with everything you need, either for just playing with the kit or if you want to make diorama from it. The only problem here is the price. Seriously, an extra 3,000 yen for all these effect parts? You may argue that the price is reasonable considering the number of effect parts which came with the kit. But what if I tell you that these parts were actually not needed? Yeah, they are leftovers, and that means you pay more because of them. While the standard version also comes with leftovers from the action base, I don't mind much because it is cheaper and the leftovers are mostly connectors which could be used for most of gun packets. So simply speaking, unless you want to recreate the last shooting scene from the anime, probably the standard version is a better choice. If you really want the effect parts for the hands, you can actually use spare beam sabers from any 1144 scale kits. Anyway, as always, it is your choice to decide. Both versions of RG Zeong are amazing kits, and if you don't mind for having extra leftovers, then just go with the last shooting version. So that's all the review for the RG1144 Mobile Suit Gundam Last Shooting Zeong effect set. If you have any comments, questions or opinions, just give a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews of the latest release kits. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time in another Gunpla review.